So today I was taking teachings on the three jewels from Thich Nhat Hanh's book, Being Peace. And I really appreciate the way that he relates with the three jewels and invites us to relate with them. So the reliable and definite refuges are the three jewels. Give us the energy to trust them. The three jewels provide the means through which we engage and sustain a practice that leads to awakening. It involves making a commitment to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And the Buddha being the example of an awakened one. And when Siddhartha entered the world, he discovered that life outside of the palace was filled with suffering. He saw that people did not understand each other and were therefore having difficulty loving. So he left home and he went to the forest and became a monk with the goal of developing understanding and love to the highest level, that he would be able to help relieve some of the suffering. Understanding and love function as one. When we gain understanding of ourselves or of another person, we are able to love. And when we love, we naturally act in a way that can relieve suffering. And Thich Nhat Hanh gave this example. He said, imagine your son wakes up in the morning and decides to wake his younger sister to give her time to eat breakfast before school. But instead of being happy to see him, she tells him to leave her alone and kicks him. And the brother is likely to be angry and may even want to kick her back. But as he's leaving her room, he remembers that during the night he heard his sister coughing a lot, and he realizes that she must be sick. So understanding the reason for her behavior, his anger subsided, and he makes her a healing cup of tea. And as soon as he understood, he couldn't help but love. And we could say that in this moment, he was in touch with the Buddha within. And Thich Nhat Hanh taught that not only do we take refuge in the Buddha when we are looking to be uplifted, we must also understand that the Buddha takes refuge in us. Without the second part, the first is not complete. The understanding and love of Shakyamuni Buddha needs to continue being alive in the world, and we have a very important task to realize this awakening, to realize compassion, to realize understanding. And through us, these gifts become tangible and effective. Buddhism is alive when there is Buddhakaya, when there is Buddhakaya, which is the Buddha body, an embodiment of awakened activity. And to understand this exchange, he gave the example of how a plant entrusts her seeds to the earth for the next generation. And simultaneously, the earth entrusts herself to the seeds to become breathing roots, stems, leaves, and fruit that will nourish and renew life. The vegetation needs the earth to flourish, and the earth needs the vegetation to express herself as a beautiful planet. Our spiritual lives need the Buddha to flourish, and the Buddha needs us to continue expressing himself as a compassionate being. We carry all the wholesome energies of the Buddha nature within us. With mindful breathing, a deep breath in and a deep breath out, we touch the Buddha. With the breath, we touch our Buddha nature. Every spiritual teacher is within us, and we don't need to look for the Buddha outside of ourselves. The practice of coming back to ourself and connecting with the Buddha within relieves a lot of worry and fear and stress. And breathing deeply can release worry about the past and the future. So taking refuge in our mindful breath and mindful step is taking refuge in the Buddha. To develop understanding that naturally flows into loving action, we practice looking at all living beings with the Buddha's eyes of compassion. Calling Buddha into our mind consciousness through our breath and with mindful actions makes Buddha nature strong. When Mara's energies arise to tempt us, we can invite Buddha to be present, to greet Mara, and to prevent us from acting on her bidding. And the Dharma is the way of understanding and love. The Dharma teaches us how to make understanding and love real. Before the Buddha passed away, he said to his students, "Dear people, my physical body will not be here tomorrow, but my teaching body will always be here to help. You can consider it as a teacher who never leaves you." And there are many who help carry forward the Buddha's teaching. As practitioners, we return to the teachings over and over to deepen our understanding. As we come to embody the teachings, our presence becomes part of the dharmakaya, the teaching body. And like an Earth Treasure Vase, we're able to enable healing in the space around us. And Thich Nhat Hanh went on to talk about how everything that supports our awakening becomes part of the dharmakaya. He said, "When I am alone and a bird calls to me, I return to myself. I breathe and I smile, and sometimes it calls once more. And I smile and I say to the bird, I hear already." Not only sounds, but sights can remind you to return to your true self. In the morning, when you open the window and see the light streaming in you can recognize it as the voice of the Dharma. People who are awake see the manifestation of the Dharma everywhere. A pebble, a bamboo tree, the sound of a baby. Anything can be the voice of the Dharma calling. And he encourages us to practice this way. Now the third jewel, the Sangha, is made up of the companions on the path, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. And practice is easier when we are part of a Sangha. And Thich Nhat Hanh helped coin a new Sanskrit term, Sangakaya, the Sangha body. There are many ways to build your Sangha body, your Sangakaya. Monks and nuns live together as a Sangha, and we practice together twice a month as a Sangha. And if you are with your family and you practice smiling and breathing and recognizing the Buddha body in yourself and in your children and in your partner, then your family becomes a Sangha. And if you have a cushion or a bell for practice, they become part of the Sangakaya. And when you have a lovely place where you walk mindfully, the plants, the stream, the sky, the birds, the trees, all become part of your Sangha. So a friend, your sister or brother, your house, the trees in your backyard, all of them become living aspects of your Sangha when living in awareness. So looking closely, the three jewels are actually one. In each of them, the other two are present. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha become real through the life and body of each of us. Without us, they are just ideas. And this is why Thich Nhat Hanh would say, I take refuge in the Buddha. And he also hears, the Buddha takes refuge in me. I take refuge in the Dharma, and the Dharma takes refuge in me. I take refuge in the Sangha, and the Sangha takes refuge in me. And knowing we are responsible in this way strengthens our movement along the path.